Live.
Welcome to Jamstack Pirate Rum Fuel Treasure Hunt in the sharky waters around the Jamstack Islands with Queen Raae. I'm your host, Captain Olav, and today's guest is the pirate princess Lilian.
Woo! Det holder. That's enough.
Okay, the mama can stop.
Yes. What are we doing today?
Cloudflare
Workers! Worka! We just need to
And
get
why
the
are we doing
pirate boat.
Because of Q.
We
And
are
how?
doing it because yes,
It's
we're
going
doing
to
it
be exploring.
we're going to explore how today, but the why is because, as you might have known, for Prune follows, we have a little bit of an issue with being blocked by Twitter because we're only allowed to facilitate 500 unfollows in 24 hours. And I imagine implementing some kind of queue system can help us there. And I know that Cloudflare has queues, and Cloudflare also has their own serverless function called Cloudflare Workers, and Xata integrates tightly with Cloudflare Workers. So we're going to explore Cloudflare Workers today to get familiar with Cloudflare Workers. So
The pirate
that's
princess
what
has brought so many projects up here.
oh, she has so many projects. She is creating a. She's
Hey.
packing one of. She's gonna be making a birthday present for a friend.
Oh,
So, is my mic is on the right setting?
How do I know?
Does it sound okay? Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like it's on the right setting. She's showing off some of her little cutie things hanging on her backpack.
This is red, and that's a boy, I just learned. It's a fox. And this is glitter glasur. And glasur is like the topping, the icing. Glitter icing.
Glitter
And that's
icing.
a girl. Yeah.
That's a girl. Okay. So for Prune follows, we have search. And at the moment, you kind of head in. I guess this is our local host. So let's go to the real one. So this is our Prune follows. Look at that. We have now 14,402 unfollows facilitated. I think that's pretty awesome. So we're going to authorize here because I want to kind of show you what we're doing because then it makes more sense. So everything is a little slower than normal because it's on my laptop. So let's search for Alice here, which is like our go-to to check out search. So I search for Alice. I also get a hit on Alex. So that's good. And then what is happening is that I've typed this in my client, and then, well, this is a drawing, but I'm going to make a prettier drawing here. So this is kind of our client. This is called the client. This is what's happening in the browser. And then the browser calls a Gatsby function. It says like, hey, give me the what's it called? Give me the accounts that matches this search term. And then Gatsby functions can't do that on their own. So then the Gatsby function calls out to Xata. Then Xata replies. And when Gatsby functions gets its reply, it sends that to the client and it shows up in our client. So what we want to do today is that we want to change out. We're not going to be using Gatsby functions anymore. We are then going to remove that and use the Cloudflare Worker instead. Cloudflare Worker. So Cloudflare Worker is one kind of provider, or Cloudflare is one provider of serverless functions, and Gatsby is one provider of serverless functions. They call them Gatsby functions. Netlify has their functions. They're called Netlify functions. And then I guess AWS has their functions. They're called Lambda. But whatever they're called, this is code that is running on a server. So everything on the side, like all of this, no, not that, like all of this stuff is actually happening on the server, like these two lines here. And then this is what is happening in our browser. And why I'm saying these things is because we're going to co-locate some code, and I think this is normal in Next as well. And I've seen a lot of people get confused because the code is like very much together with the client code or the front end code, but the code is actually being run on a server, and they're not being run like in your browser. So we're going to go and actually have a look at that now. So we've signed up for the Xata worker beta, and they got a little example here. So this is a little React example. It's very small React example. So instead of kind of writing your own Axios code or using the fetch on your own, you defined a Xata worker in the same file as the component that's going to use it. So here it defines the Xata worker, which are going to be deployed to Cloudflare, and says list some products, and it does some sorting. And then when we use it, and it's called list product, we can just use it directly in a use query or in some other way. And we're already using use query from 10-stack React query, so we already have that in place. So instead of then using Axios here or something else to like call out to your serverless functions, because this is together, and then the Xata kind of CLI does some magic for us, kind of hooking this const list product up to this list product, which is kind of fancy. So we're going to try this, see how it goes. This is like, we're exploring, everyone.
Yes.
We are exploring. So this is the sample app that they have. We're going to try and follow it, but do it in our own code. And this is a little bit, I've been looking at the example, and this example is a little bit different than the one that we saw here in the Xata worker beta. So here again, it's a get post. It's a Xata worker. It does some, it's getting posts. And then in the use effect, they use the get post. And then when it gets any replies, or when it gets the response, it sets the posts. So here it doesn't use any library like use query, but or React query, I mean. So this is like a simpler example. So we're going to try to replicate this for a search functionality.
Yes.
So let's head on over to some code. So I have created for our Prune follows, we have a use search hook. And what it's doing is that it's calling out to the Gatsby function API/accounts with a search param. So what we want to do instead then is to kind of recreate this Gatsby function, but we're going to recreate it here in this file. So let's see. So let's go over here and let's see okay, so the first thing we need to do, we need to import the Xata worker from Xata. But I don't think, like, my Xata file is not there. Let's look at this first. Init this project to Xata workspace and database. So I've already initialized Xata with mine, but then you have to configure Xata workers. It's Xata workers init. So let's do that first. Xata workers init. Let's see what happens.
Yes. So what did you guys buy for the present?
Oh, so we have 3 things that changed.
Oh, that was very quick.
Yeah, it's given us kind of like an empty workers build ID, and then it's created a Xata worker that's exported from our Xata file in addition to the get Xata client, and then it's added some type definitions. Okay, so that's the Xata worker, I guess, because usually when we've been working on their serverless function, we do like get Xata client, but I'm guessing now we're going to use this like Xata workers. We have to find our Xata file. I think it's kind of further down the tree here, the file directory. Okay, Xata. So we have the Xata worker, and then run dev, but we don't have any workers yet, so let's not go there. But it looks like let's use this one because it's always good to copy paste as a start. So we want to do search accounts, and then let's call it just search accounts. I am guessing these Xata worker names have to be unique, but I'm not sure. We're not using TypeScript, so we can just remove that. But we're going to get a search term. So let's destructure that. And then we don't need any of this. And we're not going to do posts. So let's go and find that search. Let's go and find that API accounts Gatsby function and see if we can't copy paste that information in here. Why is this running? I didn't mean to run this. Okay. So let's go and see if we can find our Gatsby function. Can you turn off your audio? Because there's a lot of noise. I don't know what's happening. So we have our get account. So it does quite a lot. Like this, you know, when you hack together stuff, this is doing all kinds of stuff. But let's just do the search. So our search is down here. So we can do all of this. Okay. So we'll do our search. So search all. Let's just skip with the filtering for now. So this will actually search. We're like working on the dev database, which I think only have my account, like the people I follow on Twitter, imported in multiple different ways. So let's just start with that one. And like, you know, we'll just skip the filtering and just like search through all of the accounts. And then we get the metadata. And then instead of setting it on results, we'll just return results then. Okay. Do we have everything we need now? Because we have the search. I guess it's going to give us an error if I've copy pasted something and not used it. And then I think like we're just supposed to take this search account.
Stop. I think you called it result. And now you call it results.
Yes, and we didn't like, all of that was wrong. Thank you. Because what we're returning is actually the record.
Records.
So return records. Good catch. Okay, I need to drink. Today I'm drinking some beautiful sparkly water from Sweden, the Ramlösa. Well, I just bought these and he's told me you're only allowed to drink one each day. Look who's being a pirate.
I didn't say that. I said don't drink one each day, then they're all going to disappear. I said.
Well, I've had two today, so it's fine. Okay, so I think so I didn't drink one every day. I'm drinking two every day.
That's right.
Okay, so now we created this Xata worker. We're supposed to be able to just like this is a little too magical for me, but let's see how it goes. So we can then use our kind of our oh man, things are not working. Use this, what do we call it? Variable search account, and we're supposed to be able to use that. So we don't have to do any like access get or anything. We're supposed to be able to just like await search. So like await search account. But we still want to send in the search, I guess. Term. Oh, I have too many. Okay. And then I don't think it's gonna, because data, that is very Axios. So I don't think we need any of this. I think we can just like return the whole thing. This just seems too easy. Doesn't it seem too easy, Ola?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, and I don't think we need a top level of weight, since like we can just do like that. Okay. So let's do some.
Are you building now?
Yeah, but how are we supposed to run these? Because it says here npm run dev, and then it says uploading them. But I don't think I want to upload them yet, because I think that uploads into like we need to do like the. You're only supposed to do run dev, but what does run dev do?
Okay. Run it.
Let's see.
It runs the worker concurrently.
Yeah, it does. It says concurrently Vite and concurrently Xata worker watch.
All
So I guess it's, yeah, but we're using Yarn, and you can do parallel running in Yarn without any magic. So if we go to our own develop script, I think is it like, I never remember. So let's see. Yarn concurrent scripts.
No, that's not right.
Well, Google fixes that for me. I can't spell anymore.
Right, Google.
Look at this. I've looked at this one before. So, so there's a difference between ampersand and double ampersand, and using ampersands will run script in parallel. That's what we want to do. So we'll do Gatsby develop and Xata worker watch. Why is this running? I didn't ask it to run. Like, why is it not stopping? Like, wait, how is this running on its own? Like, I'm gonna just delete it.
That's evil.
Why are you doing this to me? Okay, yarn develop. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What do you mean? You just did it.
There's lots of stuff happening.
Oh yeah, that's good. Mounts are experimental, and we are experimenting today, so that's perfect.
We are exploring. We're not experimenting, we're exploring. But I guess.
And I read that as there will be many breaking changes in the future, but that's not what it says.
It does say there may be breaking changes in the future.
Yeah, but I read it totally as there's going to be many.
Okay, it says listening on port 64749.
What? A new port?
Yeah.
Why is there no link there? That's weird.
Well, I think maybe the gets, because I think that's like the Xata link.
What is that?
Something
port?
is already running on port.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some weird shit going on. Like, I'm just gonna remove my code a little bit and see.
You're
like,
probably
if I have
running it 2 places now because of this new fancy pants script you just did. Just kidding.
I'm just making sure that I don't have like things running in other places.
Looks like the Pirate Princess is packing up some gifts here. Are they for me?
No, they're for it's for a school friend tomorrow. She's going to a birthday party after school tomorrow. And she really wanted to buy this little plush toy that her friend can hang on her backpack.
She's going to update me now. Wait a minute.
Okay. So I'm just gonna make sure that my computer is like clear, because like now I got a little.
I just needed to hold my finger while she's tying up the, what do you call them, on the
package. The ribbon. She was doing
ribbon.
Yeah.
Ribbon.
Okay, no, but this seems like it's going okay. Let's try again. Like, things are not, they're not want to quit right now. Like, what? It feels like some scripts are running without me knowing it. Okay, let's see. Learn, develop. Okay, let's try again.
Can I see it?
Yeah, we're just doing everything again. So let's see.
Are you gonna let us see it? Yeah.
We're just doing it again. Okay, compiled worker search account. That sounds promising.
Did we get all that green stuff last time?
I think so. It's just like there's so much, so it's like hard to see what's happening.
Oh yes, oh, there it was, the many breaking changes thing.
Yeah.
All right, building, okay. Listening.
But listening. Okay, let's just address.
Oh no, Edwin news.
Okay. Well, let's see what's happening. It feels like when I'm closing down this, when I do Control C, that's supposed to like stop processes. I'm a little unsure if processes are actually being stopped, but is this running? Is localhost 800,000 running? It feels a little scary with all this like watching on my local machine. Like, what kind of ports has it opened? Like, what's going on? But I trust Xata, so
yeah, that's good. And also, Cloudflare.
Hopefully they're not mining. mining. Hopefully, they're not mining crypto on my machine through that port now.
We can just call up
Okay,
Sid
it
if
looks.
there's something with Cloudflare.
Oh yeah, we could. So one of our former guests on the show that used to work for Gatsby, Sid, now works for Cloudflare. I think he works for their static page generator, Cloudflare Pages.
Yes.
So, okay. So
Fetching Twitter.
it's fetching. Let's get everything working before we test the search.
Is this green stuff new? I can't remember it being green.
Well, it's been green since we launched, but you might not have been you might not have been hanging out in here that much.
Well, we have
So
been doing it on the streams.
Yeah,
Oh!
my computer is a little slow as people who follow us on. Okay, so let's see if we get any.
Alice. Who the is Alice? Na, 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 na. It's super slow.
Oh, look at that.
No.
Console.
Hello.
I think something broke.
Failed to load.
Could it be because it said that it wasn't, like, the address is already in use, or failed to load search account?
Doesn't that mean that there's something just wrong with the code?
It could be, but it also looks like our code. I don't think so. Search result records. I think I'm gonna try and cut this again. Let's see if we can just do a tiny change and see if it like goes off. Look, it goes off on its own and start. There's a script running in the background here because like I cut that script and I change something and it starts running again. I'm gonna close down my whole code editor and see if that helps. I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen again in case something is really weird.
Okay. So you bought a little plush toy for the girl tomorrow? It's blue, red, pink, rosa.
I think it was like purplish.
Lilla.
It's like purple.
Gaven. I gaven lilla. Nice, not purple. Hvilken farge er det da? Gul? Hæ? Mange. It's many colors. Regnbue. Rainbow.
Okay, now I'm gonna...
Det er en hund. Katt. It's a cat. Squishmallow. 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 Squishmallow.
It's called a squash me love, I think, or something. Okay, now nothing is running in the background. Okay, great.
Okay. Oh, here we go again.
Here we go again. Bum, bum, bum.
Is that a song? I can't remember it. Oh my, look at all that stuff. Fatal error. Napitro. What is that?
We're getting a fatal error on what?
Napitro. There may be breaking changes. Yes. Create machine.
What is up?
Napitro. Yeah.
Seems like I don't know what's happening now because it doesn't even want to load. Like, why? Let's try to do Xata Workers watch in a different window. So let's just do yarn develop with just Gatsby running.
Yes. So now we shouldn't get any Xata Workers?
No.
Well, this looks more Gatsby.
Yeah, this looks very Gatsby.
Ding dong,
Okay.
ding dong.
And let's do another window with Xata Workers Watch. So what we're trying to do, if you're like coming in watching now, is that we have created a Xata worker function in the same file as our use search hook. And then instead of calling our Gatsby function using Axios, we are just using this Xata worker function that we defined above straight in our hook call here, or our hook code. And what we're trying to do now is get the worker to run locally and also get Gatsby to run locally. But I think my computer is like, it's having a day. Okay, let's try again. So now it's saying that this one is saying listening on port, and then we also have Gatsby running on 8000.
Så du har kontroll.
Oh, look at that! Oh, it's working!
Oh, yeah!
I think it's working. Because I think that data came from the new worker. Hey, Cameron is here. Hey.
Hello.
Hello. So that is definitely coming from this is magic.
Yes, I like magic.
So let's do a console log here just to make sure from Cloud.
He says, hey. Hey.
Okay, so let's just try again, Alex. And then we'll have a look. Look at that. It says hello from Cloudflare. We are doing it. It's working. This is pretty amazing. This is pretty amazing. So what I want to try to do now is that if you have a look at this Alex, you can see that Alex on parental leave is here like twice. And then Alex, who's not on parental leave, is here like a couple of times. And that's because we are not filtering on the logged in user and on some other parameters. So yeah, this is my first time using Cloudflare Workers, Cameron, and I don't think we've actually used them yet. I think we're just we're using kind of the local dev mode that Xata gives us. I don't know if these are then actually pushed up to Cloudflare and then we're calling Cloudflare from locally. I'm a little unsure of. I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, so I want to filter this on the logged in user, and I'm not sure if we're going to be done with this today, but I just want to explore a little bit.
That means we're not going to get done.
Yes. So
pretty much.
So let's do a commit here where we do a proof of concept Xata plus Cloudflare.
Also, når man drikker så må man.
So we've been able here, and what's kind of magical about this is that I think Xata sets up all of the keys and stuff that needs to be handled. Because when we're doing these before and our Gatsby function, we had to make sure to go into the Gatsby, go into the Gatsby's UI and add environment variables and add our Xata keys. But I think this kind of cooperation between Xata and Cloudflare, Xata makes sure that all the keys and all of that is kept in sync between Cloudflare, the Cloudflare worker, and the Xata database instance. So that's kind of cool. But let's see if we can manage to get the logged in user, because I would need to get that here to be able to authenticate that it's the correct it's the correct user trying to call this Cloudflare worker, and also to be able to filter the data going back.
Yes.
So what I've done before is I have a little wrapper that does this for me for all of my Gatsby functions, and I use this const token await get token, and that is a function from next auth. So let's try to use that in here. It's the token.
That looks very Gatsby. Rec.
Yeah, that is for the that's the Gatsby function. Absolutely. So what I need here then is the request. So where, I don't know, in this magic, like we have one param here that gives us a Xata object. And then we have one param here that is obviously giving us whatever arguments we send into the Cloudflare or Xata worker. Because, like, you know, whatever we send in here, we get back up here as our second param. But I'm
Yes.
thinking there might be, you know, maybe there is a request object somewhere. And Xata is very much into their, you know, TypeScript. Maybe we should have a look at. Didn't they give us some new? Okay, so the Xata worker is any, so that's not giving us much help. They probably haven't done that yet. But what I like to do when I'm unsure, I'll just do these like rest operators. So let's just grab everything that's in this first param, and let's just call it rest 1. And then whatever comes after, like comes in here, let's call it rest 2. And then before we try anything, let's just console log out whatever is in the rest 1 and the rest 2 and see if we can find some kind of request object in here.
Yes.
This is YOLO color. Let's call it pirate coding. We're just using some gut feelings. Let's see if we can find a request object. If we can't find a request object, I'll go chat with some Xata engineers before our next stream and see if there are any ways to get that.
Yes.
So I think this is just like recompiled and redeployed or whatever it's doing. I'm not 100% sure what it's doing. Worker reloaded. So I'm not sure if this is running on my computer or if it's running on Cloudflare computers. I don't know. Okay, so let's go back and search.
Oh, more people. Oh,
more people.
No. Yes. Isn't that didn't you search Alez? No.
It's
Alez with a Z. But you got more people? Do you think so? Do you feel like it's more people?
Yeah, but it doesn't look.
But why did
I'm on the wrong? Now I'm on production. Sorry, I'm
yeah.
not on. Yeah,
It was weird. Why did we suddenly get more? Look, and also, but look at this. There was more there too. Go back to that.
I searched for something else.
Alice.
This is the.
You always do Alice. You started doing Alex. Why?
Okay, so in our rest 1, there is something that looks like a request.
Yeah. Yes.
So let's.
The rest 2 is nothing.
No, so the rest 2 only has whatever we were giving it. So we're when we're calling our worker function, we're sending in a object as a param, and that's what we're getting back here. So that makes sense. That doesn't have anything extra because it's only got what we give it.
It's a pretty piratey guess that rest 2 is not what we're looking for then.
That is a piratey. Very good guess, Ola. So we're just going to skip that. So what I think is that there is a request object on here, but I don't know if that request object conforms to whatever get token needs, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay. So now we might get all kinds of
stuff.
Errors, because I don't know if next auth can be used with Cloudflare Xata workers like this at all.
But shouldn't you just console log that now?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try and do.
The request before you do like.
Oh, the request
token and everything.
Yeah, we can do that. Console log requests. It's funny how easy this was, and like half the stream was just like my computer like running scripts on its own, and like I think there was a pirate ghost in there just running scripts on its own.
Yes.
But, okay. Reference error. Process is not defined. So I guess this is all of our requests. Yes. And then we're getting a reference error, process is not defined. So that feels like we might not be able to just do a get token request on using the next auth.
Couldn't there be, yeah, this, what if you just comment out that get token, the whole get const token thing? No, not that, the opposite of that. Yes.
So?
Because get token is evil.
Yeah, so that's the one that's failing. So I'll need to have to figure out how we can use next auth JWT JSON Web Token authentication inside of a Xata worker, which is based on Cloudflare Workers. If any, if anyone knows, if anyone has been using Cloudflare Workers with next auth, that would be interesting to hear. Because I guess it's made for Next, right? So, but I think the new version of next auth is just called auth, and it's supposed to be working with all of them. So next auth Cloudflare worker. Let's see. Clever merchant features required. Okay.
No,
unfortunately not.
Oops. No.
But I'm not using Cloudflare workers to actually do the authentication. I just want to grab the information off of the JSON Web Token inside of the Xata worker. So I feel like that should be possible. But then also it might be possible in the new the next auth, I think. So the guy working, like the main maintainer for next auth, lives in Trondheim and studies at the same university that or now he works for Next, so he might not anymore, but for a while there he was he was in Trondheim and studied where I studied. Yeah, next auth is becoming auth JS.
Ooh,
here we go. But it should like work with everything. So here it's like with Next, Svelte, Live Demo, Solid Start. So I think we might have to upgrade. This will be a topic for next stream, I think, to use the new auth JS and see if we can get that working with Cloudflare Workers.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's do a wrap. I'm just going to remove the code that is not working, and then we can summarize what we did manage to get working.
All right. Okay. I just tell the Pirate Princess so she doesn't go up in flames here. Okay, Lilian,
yeah, tell her that we're soon done.
She said, okay.
Okay.
No, she just said, okay. That's pretty funny.
Okay.
And
so the what? So today we have been exploring the new Xata Workers beta, which lets you define a Xata worker, which is kind of a special kind of Cloudflare worker. And you may then define it together with the code that will use it. So here you can see it defined together with a component that is calling it. So you create a list product Xata worker, and then you use the list products inside of your home component. So for us, it was a little bit different. We had a use search hook that we used to search in Prune your follows, and it did a regular old fetch call, or an active, I was using access, but a fetch call to the Gatsby function that we had created. And we then refactor that. So instead of calling the Gatsby function, we are calling the search account Xata worker that we just defined right above it in the same file. So even though this code is in the same file as our React hook, it does not run in the browser. This code is kind of like cut out, and then when you go to deployment, this will then be deployed on Cloudflare on a server. And I'm just saying this because I see the more we put this put server and client-side code in the same file, it's very easy to kind of get confused what is running in a browser and what is running in a server. And sometimes it's not so important to understand, but sometimes it's really important to know what is running where. But anyway, so this Xata worker will be kind of cut out and put on the server, while our use search hook will be run on our client. And I even have a drawing here. We started out with the Gatsby client calling a Gatsby function that was calling Xata and then getting the answers back. But what we now have is our Gatsby client calling the Cloudflare worker, or the Xata worker, I guess. The Xata worker that's deployed to Cloudflare, and then the Xata worker is calling Xata. And to get it to run, we ran our Gatsby client the same way as before with Gatsby develop. And then we created another terminal because we had some trouble running this in parallel. We created another terminal where we ran it with the Xata worker watch.
But didn't they tell us that we should run it in a special kind of way, and then we didn't do what they said?
No, I think we actually did do what? Let's try again. So package, we're supposed to be able to run them in parallel by doing Gatsby develop and then Xata worker. Let's see what it said. Xata workers watch. Workers watch. But my computer was very confused. Let's see if it, because it seemed like there was some like ghost scripts running on my computer. So I think that was the problem and not actually the but we'll see. No, I don't know. See, now
there
it's
it is,
like
the same problem.
Well, let's see if it's the same. Well, now nothing is running.
Yeah. So
I think my
was
computer
not the solution then.
That was not the solution. But
Pretty
when
much.
I was running them in separate terminal windows, everything was fine.
Yes.
So let's just
that was
leave it
good.
at that. Let's see now, because I'm trying to like cut the script and it just like keeps on
going. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I think I need to like
Yes, we are in the middle of summing up.
Yes. Well, I guess I summed it up. I'll cut that out and put that out on the internet. We'll be working on Prune Your Follows, I think, for Q1 and just try to make it better. It would be lovely if people would want to contribute. You can head on over to GitHub and Queen Raae. Okay, good time. We're hitting this soon. Prune Your Follows. Yeah. GitHub.com, Queen Raae, Prune Your Follows, and I'll be starting to make issues here. And if people want to help out, we'll be migrating to the Xata workers probably, and then we're going to start looking into some kind of queue system. If you know somebody that could help us on stream and talk us through the architecture of how we can make a proper queue system for unfollowing, so that we can limit the rate we're doing that would be great.
And then they go into discussions. Can I click it?
Yes.
And they write it somewhere.
Hmm?
If they know somebody, they write it up here or what?
Yes, we can do that. Like, I can ask. Yeah, that was a good one.
He's good.
Do you know someone? Do you know someone that could get us started with Q? Can I spell Q? For unfollows.
That could have been a song. It could have been a song. Oh yeah.
Or is that you? Because I think that's what Cameron is saying. Maybe he can help us with our queue architecture.
Yep.
it doesn't have to be Cloudflare, Cameron, but since Xata is deployed to Cloudflare, I thought maybe it would make sense to use Cloudflare queues. But I'm seeing now that I don't even have to create a Cloudflare account to deploy my Xata workers that I thought that are Cloudflare workers. So I guess the queue could be anywhere. I have never done a proper queue system, so I just need somebody to talk me through it. So hit me up in our common Slack and we could set that up.
All right. Okay, Lilian, nå må du komme. She says, I'm busy. I'm busy, she says. Sorry.
Learning together is awesome.
Yeah.
But it does help if one person has a little bit of knowledge of the, like you said, if you have knowledge of the queues in general, then you could, then it's easier to understand Cloudflare queues than, instead of starting totally from scratch. So Prune follows, is at least for now completely free. So if you want to see features happen or filters being made that you need, then get involved with Prune follows. Because,
Han sier at de skikkelig bra, de tingene vi har brukt I dag. Han liker dem, han også. Okay, I think she's ready. Du klar?
Ja.
We're ready here. Du blåser og så synger. Nei, vi skal spille! Det var nesten. We almost did it wrong. I almost did it wrong. Okay? The music box. Up.
Same time and location next week, everyone.
Yep. Thursday treasure hunt. That's right. Okay. Come on. Chop, chop. And 1, 2, 3. We did the Prune Your Follows treasure hunt with Rutsby Queen Raae. And our guest was the pirate princess. I'm Junior Dev. Ooh-la. Ooh-la.
And then we wave.